Welcome to this week's episode of the VPC Show. So, getting back into things a little bit, certainly a lot of stuff going on in the AI realm. So, we certainly see Cursor taking off heavily. Been using it some. It's really kind of nice just being able to sit there and say, hey, kind of with this file, I want to do this or I want to do that. Or could you make a recommendation with this? Even just being able to generate commands to run on the terminal. It's super helpful, super nice. Certainly with some personal projects, it saves a lot of time and just makes things a little bit cleaner, in my opinion, and move things on a little bit faster. Overall, it is interesting being able to move between the different models. I've actually been able to use Claude some with it, which is super nice. Mostly been a ChatGPT side of things, so using Claude's just a little bit that's cool, interesting, and certainly a lot of fun. Kind of within the DevOps and AI realm, though, I did have the chance to sit down with Esteban at Cloudship, who wanted to just get some of my opinions on how AI could be leveraged in DevOps. Ultimately, over at Cloudship, they're working on kind of a solution that runs locally to use different MCPs to go call into different products and get different information. So, some of the things talked about was just kind of how it could help, if it could query logs. Ultimately, a lot around just the incident response kind of stuff within DevOps. Ultimately, I'm even still a little bit hesitant to just be like, hey, tell you what, here's my stuff. Go and just make changes to my infrastructure as you see fit. That's not a super comfortable feeling for me, at least. So it's interesting to kind of see where that'll go. Ultimately, I see the benefit with incident responses certainly being just around, hey, I'm trying to respond to this incident. I just need the data, and being able to go quickly grab the data and kind of help see if there's something that's this looks like a problem, and maybe speed up the response time as opposed to completely doing the response. Ultimately, you can check them out at their website. With Cloudship, it will be linked in the blog article. Sign up and you can be one of the first to get access to it once it's available. They are still developing, but it is looking really cool. One of the more interesting things that happened recently, Docker Hub put out new rate limits. Ultimately, for the longest time now, I think it's been 100 per hour for unauthenticated pulls from a single IP address, which for most home labs is more than enough, and no one ever saw that for home lab use. However, it's now dropping to 10 per hour per IP address for unauthenticated pulls, which is a little bit more of a problem. Ultimately, I've ran a Harbor instance on and off. I've looked at running an Artifactory instance. My opinion is this is just kind of in pushing that for a lot of organizations that don't want to pay for a pro license to kind of get around it. But even personal, spinning up a Harbor instance is very quick and easy, and something that I think is absolutely worth the time and effort to just kind of help flesh out a home lab. And then, that way, ultimately, you don't have to pay for a pro account. You don't have to authenticate if you don't want to. You can still just pull stuff like you normally do, but not hit rate limits as often. So that is the VPC show, and we will look forward to seeing y'all next week.